Ser. Portuguese word with many meanings. Ser. To have identity, characteristic, or intrinsic property. Intransitive. To have real existence, to exist. Person. Entity. Creature. Being. This complex word evokes the complexity of being, of ser. We are finally beginning to understand what it is to be whole, to be resting in peace on the balanced pillars of the ser. The human restlessness is the fuel of our history's dynamism. To live in this world is to live in a constant state of change and recycling, not just as in physical matter, but in ideas and behaviors. Since the industrialization movement in 1890, we have been living in an unempathetic era. Individualism at its most selfish state, and mindless consumption of mindless things that force us into working relentlessly on jobs that don't fulfill our aims. That process has degraded us and the environment, generating a wave of discontent. In a globalized world, the ser is afraid of expressing truly its inner self. Surrounded by labels and stereotypes, we look to fit in with either those who were who we wanted to be,
so we'll see you tomorrow. On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
Or those who looked a little bit more similar to us, never finding the space to be the person who we really were. Social media enhanced the work that publicity campaigns and bullies had been doing for years, creating a model of beauty and welcome standards, making a generation of unhealthy and unhappy people who not only stopped accepting who they are, but put up walls of fake personas that hide our imperfectness from society. Not safe outside or in our own homes, we lost our need for self-knowledge, shunning away from ways to express our feelings and losing connection with our community. But just as the globalized world thought it broke us, it also revealed new wonders. Information and intercommunication. We have everything we need at the tip of our finger, at the speed of now. And now is the new mentality. We have friends all over the world. We are just one text message away from all our loved ones. We don't want to wait anymore. Globalization made us realize how big the world is, how much there is to explore, to find, and to live. Material things start to lose their importance as we value spending money and time with experiences.
Why would I want a new car? Datsun runs great. I don't want anything.
Everything has to be difficult.
We can't stay nailed to the ground. We yearn to fly away, to jump head in the restlessness of being human. From the chaos that had become our lives, we begin to emerge stronger, brighter, and in need of reconnection. So, what can we expect from the ser of our time? Silence. Absence or cessation of noise. In the everyday noisy chaos, we are lost in observations of our context. For a moment of reflection about ourselves, we search for the comfort of silence. In silence, we can strip from our defenses, our labels, our lies, as we come across that which is most vulnerable and intimate of our being. We are who we are, no filters, no judgments, when we enter that we call home. This home has for long been the synonym of a house, not anymore. We crawl away from the lap of sedentarism and solidity in search of making the world our home. We resignify our noble characteristics, demanding our house to be any and everywhere, looking for the feeling of being home on every step of the journey. We reconquered our rights to come and go, but it's still not enough. We want to be free, pure, and simply in all aspects of our lives. Scream. Penetrating sound, voluntary or spontaneous. It's not enough to retract into what we call home and stay forever in the company of ourselves. We need to reconnect with people. We need to finally express ourselves. We enter the turmoil of human relations, pursuing the space to express our personality. Through the translucent veil of communication, a lot is lost between what we say and what we really meant. But no matter the depth, we understand the need to release the intense combustion inside of us. We leak unexpectedly, and in this pulsing wave of information, communication intermediates the surrounding and the intimate, the world and the being. Just like we need the protection of home, its suffocating loneliness needs to be extinguished by the breath of individual manifestations. Echo, reflection of a wave, rumor, noise, repercussion. We left our shell, we screamed to the world, and now we wait for an answer. We want connection, we want to feel part of something again, to get involved with people, talk face to face, eye to eye. We assume ourselves as an interdependent species. We recognize the need to act in a shared, collective, and collaborative way. In community, we find our completude, bringing ourselves the feeling of belonging. Seeing our strangeness reflected in others, we weave the web of heterogeneity that makes the fabric of our society. It's the reaffirmation of our existence, of being. At last, the echo embodies the idea of habitat, closing the ser cycle. We search for intimate knowledge in order to express ourselves in the community. The essence of ser is constant movement. We are urgent, inevitable, and vulnerable. From the apathetic sedentarism, we saw the maximum vibration of the nomad life. We long to find our home every and anywhere so we can truly express ourselves. And just then, we can connect with our similars. In this world, we dive into essence and sensory, evoking the complex simplicity of the ser.